and welcome back to Federal Benefits Eagle Training LLC Plus. Now, this is the second episode, so I'm really excited. Now, I can be very, a little unorthodox, but hang in there with me, okay? Today, I'm going to talk about navigating reduction in force, RIFs, the reality of reasonable job offers, CTAP and ICTAP, in the DOGE era. Now, tackling these topics hit close to home for so many in the federal workforce, and we want to be realistic in what to expect during this time of uncertainty. Many of you know me. You've been in my courses. I have been to your agencies. And you know I'm going to give it to you straight. But before we get into the technical details, I want to pause and address the human side of these challenges. Why? Because behind every policy, every program, and every statistics are people, individuals whose dreams and careers and livelihoods are being disrupted. Let's not lose sight of that as we navigate through all of this. I want to acknowledge what federal employees are going through right now. For so many, working in the federal sector isn't just a job, or wasn't just a job. It was a dream. It was a calling, a career that was chosen out of passion and purpose. These roles represent stability, service, and an opportunity to make a difference. Now, these same employees are being forced out of their chosen paths. Imagine if this were, and I'm just saying, let's imagine if these were senators or representatives or executives who pursued their positions because they were passionate about that type of work. How would they feel if their roles were threatened and or taken away overnight with no clear path going forward? Now, let me just say this. This is just me. I'm certain that Mr. Musk worked very hard to get where he is today. His drive, his passion, his visions, such an accomplishment. He was gifted by seeing his dreams play out. Now he's set for life, right? He doesn't need Social Security. He doesn't need Medicare, Medicaid. And his family is very fortunate. That's what we all want as well, right? We want wealth, good health, happiness. We want to leave our families taken care of. And we're willing to bust our ass to do it. Now, let me say that I wish our president would fight on the White House lawn about retaining our jobs and to go against anyone who tries to mess with that. Like he went to bat for Mr. Musk in his business, and how great the Teslas are. I don't dispute that. That's not my thing. I don't dispute that. I just wish we had the same backing, that same support. I just think now this is just me. The President of the United States and all people of power should be touting and supporting all working people, right? And not just the chosen ones. Don't take our jobs away from us. Come on. Federal employees are facing a heart-wrenching reality right now that many others might have already experienced or could sadly face in the future. It's not just about losing a job. It's about losing stability, identity, and the plans you worked so hard to build. Federal employees aren't asking for handouts. Come on. They're asking for fairness, respect, and recognition of their contributions and hard work. Recognizing their struggle is part of a bigger picture. It helps us connect on a human level and not numerics. It reminds us that what's happening to federal employees, well, it can happen to anyone in any field. Whoever thought this stuff was going to happen? Federal employees didn't just stumble into their careers. They chose them. These were dreams they worked for, goals they pursued, and roles they took pride in. Now they are being forced out. So I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to unpack some things that, well, they were just laying heavy on me. Let's transition now to the technical side of things, starting with reasonable job offers. Now, during a RIF, or maybe I should say a normal reduction in force, agencies are required to consider reassigning employees to alternative positions before resorting to separation. A reasonable job offer, just so that you know, must meet specific criteria. The position must have equivalent pay and grade, and there are some, agencies that rule on this differently. So it depends on the agency. It must be located in the same commute area unless the employee, agrees to relocate. The duties must align with the employee's, it has to align with the employee's qualifications and experience. Now, in theory, these offers are meant to provide continuity for employees and minimize disruption. But here's where it gets tricky. In today's DOGE-driven environment, reasonable job offers are becoming very rare. The current reality under DOGE, their mission is to streamline government operations and cut costs, which has translated to workforce reductions across numerous agencies. Agencies like the Department of Education and USAID have already seen significant layoffs, with functions being scaled down or redistributed. Recent court orders have added another layer to the situation. Now, thousands of employees who were terminated earlier in the earlier RIFs have been temporarily reinstated as legal challenges play out. So this underscores the uncertainty surrounding these reductions, as the dismantlements are still in progress, not fully realized. While federal regulations technically require agencies to explore reassignment options, the priority right now is clearly on downsizing rather than retaining employees. This reality makes reasonable job offers, again, increasingly rare. Career Transition Assistance Plans, CTAP, and the Interagency Career Transition Assistance Plan, known as ICTAP. These programs are designed to help displaced federal employees find new roles within the government. That's what they were designed to do. CTAP helps employees secure positions within their current agency, and ICTAP provides priority consideration for positions at other federal agencies within the local commuting area. Okay? Now, while these programs offer critical resources, their effectiveness is greatly dependent on the availability of positions. And in today's climate, with significant reductions taking place across federal agencies, the opportunities provided by CTAP and ICTAP are becoming increasingly limited. But you need to know what they are. Here's the truth. DOGE focus is not on helping employees transition smoothly. It's on cutting costs, reducing headcount, and optimizing efficiency, which can be done in a plethora of other ways. Know that. I might just have an episode about that. Let me know what you think. Now, while CTAP and ICTAP remain technical options, relying on them as a primary solution may not be realistic in the current environment. But again, You just need to know these terms and programs if you were to hear about them at some point. I want you to be informed about everything. Now, how employees can prepare despite the challenges. There are proactive steps federal employees can take. First of all, know your rights. Familiarize yourself with the rules governing RIFs, CTAP, and ICTAP under Title V. I believe that's the CFR 351. Leverage career transition services. Now, many agencies offer resources like resume preparation, skills, assessments, and counseling to help employees explore opportunities in both the federal and private sectors. Expand your search. Y'all keep yourselves open to roles outside the federal government to increase your chances of finding a position that aligns with your skills and goals. I know that was not the plan, that was not the path that you chose, but this is the wave that's hitting us. So we must be prepared. You'll also want to document your qualifications. You must ensure your personnel file is up to date with your certifications, skills, and experience to strengthen your candidacy for reassignment opportunities if this were to happen. Navigating pay retention. So let's say for those who do receive, I'm just saying, a reasonable job offer, pay retention policies can provide some financial stability. Pay retention ensures your current salary is maintained, even if the new position that's being offered is lower pay. Now, eligibility for pay retention depends on the nature of the offer, the position grade, and the agency specific policies. Now, understanding these policies can help employees make informed decisions about reassignment and transitions. Just know about what it's about. Here's my closing thoughts. In these uncertain times, federal employees are navigating a landscape that is anything but predictable. We don't know what's happening from one day to the next or what we're going to wake up to. Reasonable job offers and CTAP and ICTAP are a part of the conversation, but they're not the guarantee that they once were. Know that. This is a moment that calls for realism, preparation, and empathy. To all federal employees, let me say that your work, your dedication, and your service matters. While this chapter may feel heavy with uncertainty, remember that you're not alone in this. You're not. As someone who spent 25 years as a federal employee, a retiree, an instructor, I have a vested interest in this topic, and I understand the pride and purpose that comes with federal service. Thank you for joining me on Federal Benefits Eagle Training LLC Plus, and you can also join me on another new podcast called Behind the Curtain with Robin. If you found this episode helpful in any way, please subscribe and share it with your fellow workers and friends who might benefit from this information in some way. Together, we can navigate these challenges, these challenging times with the power of knowledge, compassion, and resilience. Yes, we can, and we will. We will. I'll see you in episode 3.